Welcome back. So let's begin our analysis of this poem. All right. Now, let's begin by looking at the title, At the Lahore Karhai. Okay. Now, what is this word Karhai? Lahore, I hope you know, is a city in Pakistan. Okay. Kadhai actually is a utensil that you make, that you use to make dishes. Okay. It's iron. I'll just say it in Malayalam. It's എന്താ ഇരുമ്പ് ചീഞ്ചട്ടി. Okay, the dark colored irumbu cheenchatti that you see in restaurants, the big ones, okay, which are used to make dishes. And dishes made in a kadhai have a special taste altogether. It's not your normal um, cheenchatti that you use at homes, okay. It's that iron one that you use sometimes to make non-veg dishes, okay. And the taste of food made in a kadhai is very different from the food made in a normal pan, okay. So at the Lahore Kadhai, I already told you this is the name of the restaurant. Okay, and the Kadhai, look from the title itself, in the title itself, she is taking us to the cultural roots of her homeland. She's talking about her homeland, Lahore, and the Kadhai, which is a very, very authentic utensil which is used only by people in India and Pakistan. Okay, so that itself is taking us to the from that restaurant to her homeland. Okay, it's a great day, she says. It's Sunday and they are all piling into the car and set off with a purpose. They have a purpose of getting into the car. They're going to go somewhere. Now, where are they going? She says that they are going to a pilgrimage across the city. Now that word is important here. Why does she call this a pilgrimage? When do you usually take pilgrimage? What is a pilgrimage? And the Tirtha Yatra is what pilgrimage is. Okay. But here they are going to the Lahore Kadhai, which is a restaurant. Why would you call a visit to the restaurant as a Tirtha Yatra? Yes? Yeah, and see, when you look at that word pilgrimage, you usually take pilgrimages when you want to be connected to God, when you want to be connected to your spiritual self. Okay, it is a sign of devotion to God, that when you are taking a pilgrimage, you are showing your sign of devotion, that I am ready to do this for my faith, for my belief in God. So this word is important here because she is actually taking this pilgrimage and going all the way across the city. Why? Only to be connected to her roots, only to be, to show us that she is so devoted to her roots. In spite of living in the Western world, she is still connected to her roots. Okay, and the only way that she can fill this connection is by visiting this restaurant, which serves food that belongs to her home country. And she says that in this Lahore Kadai, the restaurant, lunch service has begun. So we have the time of the day, it's lunchtime, okay? And probably the restaurant waiter comes. And at that very moment, she says, "No beer, we are Muslim." There, she's putting across her identity. See, earlier it was only a cultural, very general identity that was put across. Now, directly, they are saying she is putting across her own personal identity also. She's talking about the religion that she belongs to. Okay, so she's stating that because Muslims don't drink alcohol, so she's telling the restaurant waiter that we don't want beer. But the morning sun, okay, that was enough. The morning sun is like an alcohol which has been squeezed into juice and is enveloping or covering all of them. Okay, and it is with the aura of the morning sun, it's almost like they are all in a haze, just as they would be if they had taken some sort of alcohol. And added with that sun, when they are soaked in the sun, they are already in a very good mood. There is a song playing, Yaad Na Jaye, which is a popular Hindi song, old Hindi song, on the 2-in-1. The 2-in-1 is actually, the radio plus cassette player. Okay, cassette player, not your MP3 players, the audio players that used to play cassette tapes. Okay, so it's called 2-in-1 because it's a radio and a cassette player and together. Okay, so that song is playing, so they're already in a very, very good mood because the sun is enveloping them. They are in their favorite place, which makes them feel connected to home. And the song, Indian song, is playing, which is again taking them away from this London, the location that they are in, to their homelands. Okay, then coming to the second paragraph, on the Grand Trunk Road. Are you familiar with this road? This is a very, very famous road. It is the road that connects Bangladesh, India, and Pakistan. Okay, and she's taking us from the immediate location of the restaurant, and she's saying that it's almost like this restaurant is like a dhaba. I'm sure you've heard of dhabas. We have many dhabas coming up across the highways in South India now, but they are more of a North Indian thing. Okay, dhabas are very, very common in North India, specifically regions of Punjab and Haryana. So the Grand Trunk Road, which is between India and Pakistan. So she's talking about that road. Which is across Punjab to Amritsar. Okay, so if this was not in London, this restaurant like this would be a dhaba. Okay, and usually the people who actually go to dhabas, because dhabas are set on the highway location, it is usually the truck drivers who are traveling long distances, who are very far away from home. Okay, and they are all tired and swearing, they say a lot of bad words and they are sweating because they're tired, and all they want is some good food, some real food which makes them remember their homes. They are so physically far away from home. It is only the food that would be cooked in their home that makes them feel connected to homes. So that is why she gives us this example that it's not only for the diasporic people, even for people everywhere who are traveling and are away from home, food becomes a means to connect them with their homeland. Okay, hauling our overloaded lives the extra mile, we are truckers of another kind. So truckers, people who are truck drivers, okay, they carry a lot of load and they are always traveling. But just like them, she says, hauling means carrying, almost like dragging. Okay, our overloaded lives, their lives are also overloaded just like the trucks. And we are also going the extra mile. We are also traveling this extra distance all across the city to come to this Lahore Karhai. Okay, and she says that we are truckers of another kind. We are not actual truck drivers, but we are also like those truck drivers who go to dhabas in search of home. Okay, we are very, very far away from Sialkot and Chandigarh, which are in Pakistan and India respectively. And even they are very far away from those places, but they are also looking for their mother's hand in the cooking, the taste of mother's food in the cooking. And they are also come, just like the truckers go to the dhabas, they are also going to this Lahore Kadhai in search of that authentic food which would remind them of their mother's cooking, which would remind them of home. So we've arrived at this table, the Rahul Runaway. So in this paragraph, she's talking about the group of people that she's sitting with on the table. Okay, there are many different people who are sitting with us, who are accompanying her on this lunch date. And she says that it gives us a very good idea about the heterogeneous identities that are there on that one single table. And this is actually directly equal to India and its heterogeneous culture. We are not the same. We are all very different, but in our differences, we claim that we have unity. Okay, so similarly, on this table also, there is one person who is a Lahore runaway, who's run away from Lahore. There is a Sindhi refugee who has a beautiful wife who prays to Krishna. Why is this important? Because in the previous lines, she had said that she is Muslim, but then on her table she has a friend who worships Krishna, which means that that person is a Hindu. Okay, and then there is another Englishman who is obviously a Christian. Okay, so this shows us that there are multiple identities of people sitting on this same table sharing the same food, and they might have their own reasons for wanting to come to this place. Okay, so she talks about the table there in this line. Okay, in this paragraph, she's talking about the multiple identities that exist in India, and but at the same time she shows how they are all united by their want to find home, to find some remnant of home in the food that they are going to eat. Now, why is this Englishman here? Okay, all the others are belonging to South Asia. But why is this Englishman here? She's giving us and telling us that he too is obviously her friend, but he's too young to be flavored by the Raj. What does that mean? Raj means what? British Raj. Okay, so he's not a colonial owner. That means he's too young. He was born after the colonial period, so probably his forefathers were the ones who colonized India, and they are the people who we hate. But this Englishman is too young, so he is not flavored by the Raj. He does not have that colonial attitude that I am superior and you all are inferior to me. He's not like that, is what she's saying. Okay. Then there are two girls. Okay, not two, but it said the girls with silky hair. Okay, they are very beautiful and young, and they have very silky hair, and they have the confident air of Bombay. So this table itself, okay, this table, one, it is showing multiple identities. Two is that, you know, it is representative of India and her homeland. Okay, and it reminds her of the multiple but united identity that India has, and it reminds her of home, is what we can understand from these lines. All right.